He was 10. I was 8, and I remember so clearly. There I was watching my dad try to pull a splinter out of my brother's leg with tweezers. My brother lying there on his stomach, tears in his eyes, trying to be strong. How did my brother get that splinter, you ask? He got it because of me.
Hey there, and welcome to No Small Life, where we help you rebuild a life you love no matter what you've walked through.
Your life is not small, and you don't have to live it that way any longer. We are Chris and Megan Ria, and today we're talking about how to move forward after you make a huge mistake.
Instant regret is the worst feeling. Oh my gosh, how many times have you wished that life came with a rewind button, right? Oh, so many times. Mistakes can make our lives feel so small. So in order to rebuild our future, we need to learn how to rise above our past.
When I was 8 and my brother was 10, we were playing after church one Sunday afternoon, and Tony was standing on this stone ledge overlooking a row of thorn bushes in our landscaping. And for some reason, my 8-year-old brain thought it would be funny to push him off the ledge into the thorn bush. A decision I instantly regretted, by the way. The next few moments felt as if they happened as in slow motion as I watched Tony tumble backwards into the thorn bush. And although it's 30 years later, I can still envision the look on his face, evolving from horror to excruciating pain, to tears, and then to rage.
There it is, yeah.
The kind of rage that can only ensue between brothers.
Right.
Immediately I ran and got my dad, thinking I may have just seriously hurt my brother. My dad sprung into action, only to find a thorn wedged deep into the back of Tony's thigh. Watching from a healthy distance, I saw my brother writhe in pain as my dad used these little silver tweezers to dig that thorn out of his leg. It's the kind of thing you don't ever forget. I feel terrible now. I felt terrible then. I mean, what kind of awful brother was I? But here's a better question. Was I actually an awful brother, or did I just make an awful choice?
Man, that is such a subtle shift in thinking. But that subtle shift is the difference between shame and guilt, right? Shame says that you're an awful person, but guilt says you made an awful choice, you did an awful thing. And even the best people are capable of stupid choices, okay? You can turn to almost any story in the Bible and prove that to be true. We all make bad decisions sometimes, but that doesn't mean that we're bad people. It means that we are humans who need a savior, right? Someone to free us from the guilt and shame and some of the consequences of our bad choices. And thankfully, friend, that is what the Bible is all about.
If you've made a mistake of any magnitude, we're talking thorn bushes and beyond, here are a few ways to heal and move forward from the shame and pain of regret.
Number 1 is to admit that what you did was wrong.
So hard.
Why do we hate admitting that we're wrong, right? Why do we want to defend and justify our poor choices, especially when it hurts someone we love? The best thing that we can do in that moment is just to be honest with ourselves, with our loved one that we hurt, and with God. We blew it. We messed up. We made a mistake, so we just have to admit it. Because see, whatever we keep hidden in the dark, whatever we refuse to acknowledge, imprisons us. But the things that we bring into the light, friend, they lose their power over us.
Number 2, forgive yourself.
Yes.
This could be the hardest step of all because you know yourself and you're upset with yourself. And the truth is, not all guilt is bad.
Sure.
Guilt is powerful because it tells you you shouldn't have done what you just did. But guilt is really only good for about 30 seconds. After that, guilt turns to condemnation and then to shame. And shame tries to tell you, instead of making a mistake, that you are a mistake, that you're a bad, horrible person. Shame causes you to forget your identity and live out of your past instead of stepping in to your future. There's nothing you can do to change the past. No amount of remorse or beating yourself up can erase the mistake you've made. So it's important to release your guilt and shame by exposing it to God, a trusted counselor, and to the person you may have wronged or hurt.
Number 3 is to rebuild trust. If you hurt someone that you care about, trust is going to need to be rebuilt. And it's going to take some patience, and it's going to take some empathy for the pain that you've caused. It could be a long road, but it is one that is so worth traveling.
Yes.
And if you've made a mistake that's repetitive or habitual, then we really want to encourage you to seek out a counselor and discover the why behind your behaviors. You know, often we would just prefer to fast forward through this step, right? I get it. But friend, healing takes both time and effort. And your actions to heal the relationship and rebuild the trust will go such a long way in improving and repairing the love for the person that you hurt.
Number 4 is learn from your mistake and move forward. The difference between people who get stuck in their past and those who move forward is the ability to learn from past mistakes and use them to gain understanding for the future. That's what wisdom is all about. Ask yourself this: why did I make that decision? And spend some time talking with others who can help you get to the bottom of it. If you can't stop a certain behavior, you may have an addiction in your life. And addictions occur when we're trying to escape our reality. They happen when we shove things down and choose not to deal with the pain of our past. If this sounds like you, you're not alone, but you will need some help to get free. But freedom is possible, my friend. And below in the show notes, there's a link to a 3-part inner healing course that I wrote. It's called How to Kill a Spider. It's my very own honest journey towards freedom in my own life.
Number 5 is move forward. See, no matter what you've done, your future can still be as bright and as hopeful as you choose to make it. And I know, choices have consequences. I mean, you probably should have seen the grounding that this guy got over shoving his brother into the bush, right? But once we accept our consequences and realize that we cannot change our past, we can accept whatever new reality we find ourselves living in. Sometimes your bad choice doesn't impact anyone but you, and other times it affects a slew of people. But whatever your situation is, remember this: there is hope for a bright future, a future filled with purpose and meaning. See, we have a God who turns beauty into ashes every single day, friend. It is called redemption. He invented it, and he's really good at it.
We hope this video helps set you free from the guilt that seems to keep following you. I hope it's given you some building blocks for overcoming your mistakes. And Tony, my brother, if you're watching this, I'm choosing to finally move forward from the guilt of pushing you into that bush.
30 years coming, guys.
Thanks for forgiving your little 8-year-old brother. Remember, just because your life doesn't always turn out the way you expect, your life is not small.
That's right.
God has great things in store for those who walk with him, regardless of what your past has looked like up to this point. He's always redeeming our mistakes.
Thank you so much for watching and joining us today. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to this channel, because each week we are bringing you content to help you rebuild a life you love. And if you didn't already know this, No Small Life is a 501c nonprofit built on donations of amazingly generous people. And if you'd like to contribute to No Small Life, if you'd like to help join us in this message of hope and getting it out to as many people as possible, you can do so and donate on our website at nosmalllife.me/donate. We hope you have an amazing day. And remember, friend, your life is not small.
See you later.